Christmas night, glowing soft across the fields, where the frosted panes of windows hold the warmth the cold can't steal. Every beam was lit with kindness, every leaf with gentle shine, and the lanterns on the rafters drew a peace that felt divine. I walked slowly toward the doorway, snow still clinging to my coat, carrying the quiet questions that I never dared to note. But the warmth behind the glass panes moved like mercy in the air, like the Lord was softly waiting for me there. In the hum of glowing lanterns, through the glass so clear and bright, came a whisper to my spirit, child, come rest within my light. The winter glass house on this Christmas night, where the heart regains its sight, where the frozen hopes of seasons start to bloom in gentle light. In the glow of living branches, under skies of starry white, Jesus meets the trembling soul tonight. The winter glass house on this Christmas night, where the lonely find delight, where the weary years of heartache soften slow in lantern light. In the hush of holy evening, peace descends with tender might. Heaven wraps the world in love tonight.
Inside, the air was glowing with a warm and amber haze, and the scent of earth and cedar held the memory of spring days. There were vines along the trellis, bent with frost yet reaching high, and a manger carved from birchwood rested where the light was nigh. On the table sat old seed jars labeled by a farmer's hand, and a kettle near the heater filled the room with warmth so grand. As the choir from the village rose like prayer across the hill, I felt something in my spirit growing still.
In the hush of glooming shadows, as the choir hummed soft and low, came a truth that touched my breathing, child, I will help you grow. The winter glass house on this Christmas night, where the broken heal in light, where the winters of our failures meet the shepherd holding Ein Saufenschildchen, my king. Then I looked up through the ceiling, and the stars burned bright above, shining down through frosted panels, like 1,000 notes of love for the shepherds in old Judah. Heard the skies erupt in praise, and the angels filled the heavens with a fire that lit their days. Fear not, echoed through creation. Joy has come for every land, and I felt that holy thunder and the warmth upon my hand. For the child wrapped in a manger still lights glass houses below, pouring hope into the hearts that long to grow.
tham sự giữa những tháng cây mùa đông, all the times I felt forgotten, lost in winters of the soul, every seed of hope lay buried under storms I couldn't hold. But the Savior born in stillness held my trembling in his gaze, pouring warmth into the coldness
till my heart could
There's a frozen carriage on this Christmas night, resting silent in the field, where the snow has clothed its timbers with a shimmer cold and real. Every spoke was touched by winter, every beam by seasons past, and the memories of travel seem to whisper through the blast. I walk slowly to the carriage, boots soft crunching through the cold, carrying the quiet stories that my heart had never told. But the stillness of its shadow moved like mercy through the air, like the Lord was gently waiting for me there. In the hush of drifting frost winds, through the lantern's frozen glass, came a whisper to my spirit, child, these weary nights will pass. The frozen carriage on Christmas night, where the heart regains its sight, where the broken roads behind us softly fade in lantern light. In the glow of silent snowfall, where the stars burn pure and bright, Jesus meets the trembling soul tonight. Frozen carriage on Christmas night, where the lonely find delight, where the long forgotten journeys feel the warmth of heaven's might. In the hush of holy stillness, peace descends like wings in flight. Heaven wraps the world in grace. and the leather reins beside it spoke of trips the years had made. There were carvings in the sideboards from the travelers long ago, and a manger carved of maple rested quiet in the snow. By the wheel were faded hoof prints frozen deep beneath the white, and the scent of cedar timber rose like echoes in the night. As the choir from the valley drifted softly through the still, I felt every lonely memory start to fill. In the sweep of frozen starlight, as the choir hummed soft and near, came a truth that touched my breathing child. I have always been here. The frozen carriage on Christmas night, where the wounded mend in light, where the winters of our sorrow meet the shepherd holding tight. By the manger carved from maple, in the lantern's faded white, Jesus heals the fragile soul tonight. Of hidden heartache touch a mercy warm and right. In the glow of Christmas kindness, love rewrites our inner plight. Heaven fills the broken spaces tonight. Then I touched the frosted handle, and the wood rang deep and low, like a memory of a journey from the fields of long ago. For the shepherds near the manger saw the heavens break with praise, and the angels filled the darkness with a fire that lit their ways. Fear not echoed through creation, hope has come for every land. And I felt that holy thunder in the frost beneath my hand. For the child wrapped in a manger still lights carriages in snow, filling empty hearts with mercy's gentle glow. All the years I felt forgotten, wandering roads of doubt and grief, every weight I carried inward, seeking quiet, seeking relief. But the Savior born in stillness held my trembling through the cold, pouring warmth into the shadows till my hope began to hold. So I lingered by the carriage as the choir hummed soft and true, letting every weary burden fall like snowfall breaking through. For the King who leads the traveler walked beside me long ago, turning emptiness to peace in winter's flow. When I stepped back from the carriage and the moon rose clean and wide, every star above the valley glimmered soft across the tide, and the footprints in the snowfield shone like lanterns on the ground, like the hand of God was guiding every step I'd newly found. As I reached the snowy trailway and the village bells rang near, I could feel the breath of Christmas melting every lingering fear. And I knew the Lord who found me held the peace I longed to write, found beside that river on this Christmas Eve, lying silent in the night, where the moonlight paints its ridges in a soft and silver light. Every ripple slept in winter, every crack held stories deep, and the quiet of its stillness felt like heaven half asleep.
I walk slowly near the shoreline, boots crunching lightly through the frost, carrying a quiet aching for the things I thought I'd lost.
But the water under ice sheets moved like mercy in the air, like the Lord was gently waiting for me there. In the hush of frozen moonbeams, as the wind hummed soft and clear, came a whisper to my spirit, child, I've always been right here. The frozen river on Christmas Eve, where the heart begins to breathe, where the heavy storms of sorrow find their quiet, calm reprieve. In the glow of glinting starlight, where the snow drifts softly weep, Jesus meets the trembling soul this Christmas Eve. The frozen river on Christmas Eve, where the broken dare believe, where the long forgotten memories need a mercy they receive. In the hush of holy silence, hope returns like gentle leaves. Heaven wraps the earth in peace this Christmas Eve. Across the icy surface lay a bridge of timber worn and old, and its rails were tipped with frostwork, like a lace of silver gold. There were footprints near the boardwalk from the travelers through the snow, and a manger carved of cedar rested softly down below. By the beam were gentle garlands laid by hands from years gone by, river pine wood rose like prayer into the sky. As the choir from the valley drifted soft across the hill, I felt something in my spirit growing still. In the sweep of frozen starlight, as the choir hummed soft and true, came a truth that touched my breathing. Child, I've always walked with you. The frozen river on Christmas Eve, where the quiet hearts believe, where the winters of our heartache meet the shepherd we receive. By the bridge with cedar manger, under skies that softly cleave, Jesus heals the fragile soul this Christmas Eve. Then I leaned above the ice sheet, and the stars burned bright above, like the night the shepherds witnessed, when the skies were split with love. For the angel Sweet there's a glowing creek on the Christmas night tonight, shining soft in silver blue, where the winter trees lean inward like they're listening for the true. Every ripple froze in starlight, every curve held heaven's gleam, and the frost along the edges looked like lace from ancient dream. I stepped slowly through the pine woods, boots crunching lightly in the snow, carrying a quiet sadness I had learned too well to show. But the shimmer from the water moved like mercy in the air, like the breath of God was shining in the hush of glowing forest, through the wind so faint and slight, came a whisper in my spirit, child, step into the light. The glowing creek on the Christmas night, where the weary Jesus reaches trembling hearts through the night. The glowing creek on the Christmas night, where the lonely souls unite, where the frozen hopes of ages start to thaw beneath His might. In the hush of winter's wonder, love descends from heaven's height. Heaven paints the world again in quiet light. Beneath the ice, the water murmur, soft like prayer beneath the earth. Carrying a warmth unspoken since the story of His birth. On the banks were tiny footprints from the deer that passed at dawn, and the moon above the tree line drew a silver curtain on. There were stones shaped like old crosses, lying still beneath the glow. And the breeze carried a whisper from the valley down below, as the carols from the distance rose like feathers through the cold. I felt healing lift the pain I'd held. In the shimmer of the water, as the choir hummed calm and sure, came a truth that touched my heartbeat. Child, I am here to cure. The glowing creek on the Christmas night, where the burdens lose their bite, where the winters of our sorrow turn to rivers wrapped in light. By the stone shaped like the story, by the moonlit silent night, Jesus meets the wounded soul in the light. The glowing creek on the Christmas night, where our failures meet His right, where the quiet grace of heaven turns the darkness clear and bright. In the glow of Christmas mercy, peace begins its gentle flight. Heaven lifts our weary hearts in new light. Then I saw the star reflecting in the ripples frozen still, shining like the ancient promise that no winter night could kill. the shepherd's arms. There's an old Bethlehem lemon on a winter night tonight, glowing soft in amber flame, where the stone walls hold the stories of the child who overcame. Every window shimmered gold, and every doorframe worn with grace, and the footprints on the snowfall led me to that sacred place.
I walk slowly up the doorstep, still covered wide with cold, carrying the silent burdens I had never really told. But the lantern by the archway burned like mercy's gentle gleam, like the warmth of heaven waking from a dream. In the hush of ancient stillness, through the streets of timeless stone, came a whisper to my spirit, child, you've never walked alone.
With a soft and steady flame, and the scent of wood and incense wrapped the room like gentle rain. On the table lay a manger carved from olive wood and dust, and above it hung a lantern shaped from iron old with rust. There were rugs from desert traders spread across the ancient floor, and a tapestry depicting shepherds kneeling by the door. As the carols from the alleys rose like prayers from years before, I felt peace return to places hurt had torn. In the warmth of glowing embers, as the choir hummed soft and low, came a truth I long had hidden, child, you are mine to know. Holy light by the flashing silver on the rooftops as the angels fill my mind. For the shepherds on the hillside heard the sky erupt in song, and the glory of the heavens lifted every fear and wrong. Fear not rang through the ages, joy has come for every land, and I felt that holy thunder in the warmth upon my hand. For the child born in a stable still lightens in winter's cold, filling human hearts with courage young and old. Tamsuben kain kwancho. All the times I sought for meaning, wandering roads of dust and tears, every memory that bruised me follow hard through aching years. But the Savior born in stillness held my trembling in his sight, pouring courage into weakness till my fears dissolved in light. So I lingered in the doorway as the choir hummed soft and slow, letting every hidden burden fall like snowfall in the glow. There's an old stone well beneath the Christmas sky tonight, standing quiet in the square, with its wooden roof and lantern casting gold across the air. Every stone was worn by ages, every beam by winter's touch, and the frost along the edges shimmered soft and oh so much.
I walk slowly toward the well-side boots sinking lightly in the snow, carrying a gentle heartache I never let them know. But the mirror on the ice sheet glowed like heaven drawn so near, like the Lord was softly whispering, I am here.
In the hush of winter stillness, through the faint December sigh, came a whisper to my spirit, child, let every burden fly. The old
Beside the well, a wooden bucket lay half frozen in the cold, and its rope was frayed and ancient with a story long and old. On the stones were faint inscriptions etched by hands from centuries past, and a manger carved of oak wood leaned against a post at last.
By the bench sat dried up garlands from the families passing through, and the scent of pine and incense rose beneath the sky's cold blue, as the carols from the houses rose like prayers that brushed the wind. I felt grace begin to soften what had thinned. In the echo of the well house, as the choir hummed soft and deep, came a truth that touched my breathing. Child, I have watched you weep. The old stone well beneath the Christmas sky, where the wombs no longer cry, where the winters of our sorrow meet the love that will not die. By the manger carved of oak wood, as the night winds murmur by, Jesus eases trembling hearts beneath the sky. The old stone well beneath the Christmas sky, where our fears begin to lie, where the years of hidden hurting touch a mercy warm and dry. In the glow of Christmas kindness, tears turn soft and sanctified. Heaven lifts the heavy weights from on high.
When I stepped back toward the houses and the lanterns flickered warm, every window in the village glowed against the winter storm, and the footprints that I followed shone like pearls in frosty white, like the hand of God was guiding every step I took that night.
As I reached the old stone archway and the bells began to ring, I could feel the breath of Christmas stir my soul with everything. And I knew the Lord who found me held the peace I'd longed to try, found beside the ancient well beneath the sky. The old stone well beneath the Christmas sky. Let There's an old windmill in the Christmas field tonight, standing tall and frosted white, with its wooden blade still turning in the blue December light. Every beam was carved by ages, every stone was worn and kind, and the lanterns in the windows glowed like stars the Lord designed. I walked slowly through the snowdrifts, boots sinking deep with every stride, carrying a weight of seasons I could no longer keep inside. But the hum of turning timber moved like mercy in the air, like the breath of heaven's whisper lingering there. In the sigh of winter breezes, through the quiet fields and yields, came a whisper to my spirit child, I'm the strength your sorrow shields. The old windmill in the Christmas field, where the weary hearts are healed, where the quiet grace of Jesus meets the souls the storms revealed. In the turning of its shadows, in the snow the starlight sealed, heaven bends to bless the earth in the field. The old windmill in the Christmas field, where the broken spirits yield, where the winters of our longing meet the warmth that's been concealed. In the hush of holy evening, hope becomes a living shield. Heaven's peace moves through the wind in the field.
Inside the room was quiet, filled with amber lantern flame, casting shadows on the millstone like a cross that bore his name. On the shelf lay simple trinkets from the families long ago, and the scent of pine and cedar drifted soft above the snow. By the windows hung small garlands woven fresh with winter pine, and a Bible on the table opened wide to Luke's old line. As the carols from the valley rose like prayers through winter's cold, I felt mercy touch the places grief had hold. In the warmth of fading lanterns, as the choir hummed low and real, came a truth that struck my heartbeat, child. I am here to heal. The old windmill in the Christmas field, where the burdens are revealed, where the heavy chains of seasons meet a Savior unconcealed. By the manger carved in timber, where the blades turn slow and sealed, Jesus whispers peace to souls in the field. The old windmill in the Christmas field, where our fears no longer wield, where the winds of ancient sorrow bow before the love he yields. In the glow of Christmas mercy, every wound begins to yield. Heaven's breath restores the night in the field. Then I saw the star reflected in the frost upon the beams, shining like the ancient story that had traveled through our dreams.
For the shepherds on the hillside heard a sky break open wide, and the angels filled the heavens with a thunder glorified. Fear not rang across creation, joy has come for every soul. And I felt that same bright promise in the turning windmills roll. For the child who came in manger still lights mills in winter's cold, turning quiet fields to places grace unfolds.
All the steps I'd taken blindly, all the roads I'd walked in fear, every loss that left me shaking felt like winter sharp and sheer. But the Savior born in stillness saw the tremble in my chest, pulling shadows from my spirit, giving tired hearts a rest. So I lingered in the tower as the choir sang soft behind, letting all the buried heartache slowly loosen from my mind. For the King who turns the ages walked with me in blade and wind, making all my winters warm from deep within. When I step back through the doorway and the snow lay clear,
there's a winter barn on this Christmas night, standing quiet on the hill, with its lantern glowing softly as the wind begins to chill. Every board was worn by weather, every beam with stories told, and the frost along the rafters shimmered pale like powdered gold. I walked slowly toward the doorway, boots still covered white with snow, carrying a quiet longing I had never let them know. But the warmth inside the barnwood moved like mercy in the air, like the Lord was gently waiting for me there. In the hush of drifting hay dust, through the timbers old and wide, came a whisper to my spirit child, I've been trembling soul tonight. The winter barn on this Christmas night, where the lonely feel delight, where the heavy weight of heartache finds a mercy taking flight. In the hush of holy evening, peace descends with healing might. Heaven wraps the earth in love tonight. Inside the air was glowing with a soft and amber flame, and the smell of hay and cedar gave the night a gentle frame. There were harnesses and halters hung by hands from years ago, and a carving of a manger rested near the lights below. In the corner lay old blankets full of stories full of wear, and a kettle near the feet roof sent its warmth into the air. As the distant choir lifted songs of Christmas soft and slow, I felt comfort in the places I didn't know. In the warmth of rustic shadows, as the echoes brushed my ear, came a truth that touched my heartbeat, child. I brought you here. The winter barn on this Christmas night, where the broken mend their sight, where the winters of our sorrow meet the manger's gentle light. By the manger carved of pine wood, and the lanterns whisper bright, Jesus heals the fragile soul tonight. The winter barn on this Christmas night, where our shadows lose their bite, where the years of hidden hurting touch a mercy warm and right. In the glow of Christmas kindness, love rewrites our inner plight. Heaven fills the coldest winds tonight. Then I stepped beside the doorway, and the moon shone silver blue, casting light across the rafters like the night the Savior grew. For the shepherds in old Judah heard the heavens break with praise, and the angels filled the hillside with a fire that lit their days. There's a winter stable in the Christmas calm tonight, where the lanterns glow like prayer, and the gentle breath of horses fills the frost-touched midnight air. Every beam was bowed with ages, every rail still strong and true, and the snow along the rooftop shimmered soft in silver blue. I stepped slowly past the doorway, boots still dusted white with cold, carrying a quiet yearning I had never yet been told. But the warmth inside the stable moved like mercy through the straw, like the peace of God was resting in the In the hush of gently breathing through the hay and winter light came a whisper to my spirit, "Child, I am with you tonight." The winter stable in the Christmas calm, where the heart regains its balm, where the echoes of the manger turn our trembling into calm. In the warmth of simple stillness, in the lantern's golden psalm, Jesus holds the weary soul in his palm. The winter stable in the Christmas calm, where the storms of life disarm, where the coldest nights of sorrow meet a gentle healing arm. In the hush of holy evening, love becomes a soothing balm. Heaven settles on the earth in quiet calm. Inside, the walls were glowing with a deep and amber flame, and the scent of pine and cedar filled the stable like a frame. There were halters on the timbers, woven old with ancient thread, and a small wood carving manger lay beside a bale of red. On the shelf were jars of olives left by shepherds passing through, and the breeze carried a whisper of the story we all knew, as the distant choir lifted songs of Christmas through the night. I felt hope return to places lost to sight. In the shadow of the rafters, as the choir hummed soft and clear, came a truth that touched my breathing. Child, I have held you near. The winter stable in the Christmas calm, where the broken hearts embalm, where the winters of our grieving meet the child who brings the balm. By the manger carved in cedar, in the lantern's whispered psalm, Jesus lifts the trembling spirit with his calm. The winter stable in the Christmas calm, where our failures lose their qualm, where the years of hidden heartache takes root like healing palm. Heaven quiets every fear with gentle calm. Then I stepped beside the doorway, and the moon spilled silver bright, falling soft upon the stable, like the very first of night. For the shepherds in old Judah heard the heavens split with praise, and the angels filled the skies with songs that shook the world for days. Fear not, thundered through creation, joy has come for all who roam. And I felt that ancient echo as the horses breathed at home. For the child born in a manger still lights stables in the cold, turning winter barns to altars pure and bold. All the nights I felt forgotten, lost in battles no one sees. Every wound I kept in secret pressed, like winter on my knees. But the Savior born in stillness saw the tremble in my soul, pouring warmth into the coldness, till the fractured parts were whole. So I lingered near the stall doors as the choir hummed soft and slow, letting every hidden burden fall like snowfall in the glow. For the King who guards the shepherds walked with me in stable